Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Lauren at the Nashville Zoo. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
And what kind of bizarre bird do we have here?
This is a southern cassowary, otherwise known as a double-wattled cassowary.
And before we start, what are you feeding the cassowary?
We have grapes. So this is something that we use from their diet, and we use for training purposes or meet and greets.
And that's kind of like where we are, like in the meet and greet location.
Yes.
So, how many cassowaries do you have?
We have 3 total. So we have a male who is 7 years old, a female on the other side who's also 7, and then a male in the back who is 5 years old.
And where can you find these cassowaries in the wild?
Australia, so the wet tropics of Australia, and also New Guinea.
So is this kind of like a similar environment to what they're used to? Or?
It is, yeah. They also like to roam around on beaches, so that's why there is some sand to simulate the beach. Also the substrate, like the rainforest, or just any kind of brush-like area.
And some of the first questions that people may have about the cassowary is, what is with the bright blue?
It helps with camouflaging. So if you think about a rainforest being colorful, that'll also help them camouflage into their surroundings. Also to attract a mate as well. So the brighter they are, the more attractive.
And what is with the sail, for lack of a better term, on the top of their head?
Yeah, that's called a casque. So it's made out of keratin, same as our nails. So it'll continue to grow as they age as well. So you can see, and check it out, that they have a little flake of casque growing. So that'll kind of shed off as it continues to grow, so as they age.
And are these birds part of an SSP program here?
They are, yes. And there's been, the last number that I've checked, there's about 1,000 left in the wild.
Wow.
Yes.
And have you guys had breeding success here?
No, we have not. So we're working on our 4th season now, and we're working with Marge and Cy. However, it has been progressing each season, but he's not been successful in copulating yet.
Well, let's hope this year is the year that we get some offspring from these cassowaries.
Yeah.
And what do these birds eat in the wild?
So in the wild, they'll eat a lot of different berries, seeds, any kind of vegetation. If a rodent or a lizard or any of that sort were to come through, they'll eat that too. So they're not ashamed to eat a protein source, especially during breeding season. They need to up their protein so that way they can care for their chicks.
And what kind of foods do they have here? Because obviously grapes is one of them.
Yes, grapes, apple, pear, cantaloupe. As a nice treat in the summer, we'll do watermelon. And then also kiwi, banana, yam, carrots, whole range of produce, as well as a grain too.
And you mentioned it to us on the way down here, you do a little bit of protein in like the breeding season.
Yes. So we'll feed out mice all year long, but we'll increase the mice when it comes into breeding season. And then also hard-boiled egg and day-old chicks that are chicken chicks.
And the rain's starting to come down a bit more, and these birds don't seem to care too much about that.
No.
And my cameraman is pointing up the hill, so let's go under this covered area up here to make sure our camera doesn't get all screwed up.
Sounds good.
So besides the head, what else is unique about the cassowary?
Well, the males are actually the ones that incubate the eggs for 50 to 54 days, as well as raise the young up to about 12 months. So the female will come around, they'll find each other, and then they'll have their time together for breeding season. Once she's done laying her eggs, maybe up until 9 eggs or so, then she'll move on to another mate, and he'll stick around with the eggs.
And one thing that cassowaries are kind of known for is that they're aggressive.
Yes.
So, do you mind going into more detail with that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, these guys are super powerful. They have an amazing kick, so they would use that awesome toenail. I don't know if you can zoom in on it or not, but they use that to disembowel and eviscerate anything that were to come into their territory. Since they're so territorial and they're solitary, they would prefer to have their own space. So if something's going to threaten them, they're going to charge. So they may be doing a bluff charge at first, expand their cheeks, puff out their bodies. They have false wings on the side of their bodies, so it's quill-like structure. And then they'll stand super tall. So that alone is intimidating, and if that's not enough, then they'll charge. They can run about 25 miles an hour and jump 6 feet to the air, which is why we're up here.
Yeah. And
we don't go in there.
And you guys have another like lower viewing area that you have to block off from time to time.
Yes. So, and during breeding season, the female actually gets very territorial, especially when it comes to egg laying. So we do have to block the viewing area just for her safety, so she doesn't jump.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about this amazing species of bird.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Left us to go over there and look and check out some of the other guests. But before we get any more copyright strikes for the radio behind us, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @Shirk. As always, I'll see you next week.